Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, November, look at the calendar, 26th to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, and wherever you are in the world, make sure to tune in and to say hi, or I guess just say hi because you're already tuned in. It's good to see you all here today. We've got an action-packed, oh, and hang on, I got to mute me going on behind the scenes. There we go. We got an action-packed hour today. I'm going to try to burn through as many questions as I can. And then, like I said in the email, I've got a jet. So we're going to have a good chat. I'm going to see what we can get to. Also, I put a poll inside the YouTube thingy. I don't even know what you call it, the chat box area. You should be able to see it. Asking you what kind of content you want to see more of. I'm genuinely curious. So we're plotting out the content calendar for the next month, the next couple months, moving into 2023, and there seems to be certain videos that always perform well around certain topics, and I'm curious which ones are the most interesting and the most valuable to you, and then I can make more of those. There's also some that never perform well, but I like making them anyway because I feel that they're very useful, and hence sometimes we've got to walk this fine line. There's this gray area between content that you think is going to provide the people the most amount of value and also content that the algorithm is going to pick up on and actually show to people. So it's the balance. Anyway, Arian Subzvari, Robert, I don't know what that means, but hey, it's good to see you here. Maybe that's our word of the day. Just Robert. Kevin, good to see you, my friend. I'm stoked you're here, man. Stoked you're here. One day we're gonna have a get together one day and we'll all meet in person and we'll do marketing stuff and I don't know, maybe go on a hike or eat some pastries or something. Carlo, good morning from Big Sur. Hey, good morning, Carlo. Big Sur, that's or it was the background for my Mac thing when they did the update to, I think, Big Sur. So I'm familiar with, and we flew over it once, actually. Actually, I shouldn't say once, flew over a number of times flying from like LA to Vancouver. So beautiful scenery. Actually, fun fact, was flying over there once around Big Sur, actually, and we looked down at the water and we saw these like big sort of black darkish objects and we were trying to figure out what they were, and we landed and asked my cousin and he's like, yeah, those are great white sharks. I was like, whoa, well, that's terrifying. Just Serio, time to ask an important question. Do you watch the World Cup? Oh, so the answer is I used to. This time, no. And it's not for any political reasons about Qatar or anything like that. It's just literally because I don't have a really convenient way to watch it. It's not on my TV. I don't have like a good website for it. That said, I'm somewhat familiar with how things are going. I'm mostly following Spain right now and seeing how they're doing. So Shaq Lowy. Hey, Adam. Hey, Shaq Lowy. Good to see you. All right. Shall we dive in? Let's do it. Dana. Hey, Adam. Where can I find what social media platform my target audience of parents between 30 and 50 are on most? Okay, beautiful. This is a good one. So the way to find out which social media platform your target audience is on, especially if you've already done the hard work of identifying who your target audience is, of figuring out their demographic details, age, gender, income, occupation, geographic, where they live, etc., psychographic details, the fact they're parents, the fact they do whatever else. This next part is super simple. You go to Google, literally, I'm not making this up. You just go to Google, you type in social media demographics, and it's going to pull up about like 5 or 6 different websites. Sprout Social, I think, has a report, Hootsuite, some other ones. And they're going to show you exactly which social media platforms are preferred and favorited by different demographic groups. So off the top of my head, I can tell you confidently that parents between 30 and 50 are on predominantly Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. But if they're more niched, depending on what kind of market it is, it could also be LinkedIn, it could also be Twitter, it could also be a bit of Pinterest, but you really can't go wrong with any of those. Okay, Christina, good to see you. I'm here again. Fantastic. From the Philippines. Excellent. Got a question. When you want to create social media content for a food business, is it okay to use animation meme marketing? And my answer is, of course. It's always okay to use animation meme marketing. In fact, meme marketing, if you can, is one of my preferred forms of marketing because it's funny, it's interesting, it's relevant, it's trendy. It taps into current social and trends and events and things that are going on right now. So there are limits to which memes are going to work best for you. You'll have to use them sparingly at first and test which ones work. But yeah, absolutely. Some of my best performing Facebook ads specifically were memes. So I went to, can I remember the website? Some kind of meme generator website. and just made my own. So there was a lot of like Batman and Robin. There was some other ones with like push which button to push and things like that. And they crushed it. Like, they were amazing. That said, some memes failed miserably. So you're going to have to test out a bunch of them. Shaklawi, who are you rooting for to win the World Cup? Well, it was going to be Canada, but not off to a good start there, Canada. So I'm easy. Let's say Spain. I got a trip coming up to Spain. So we're going to go for them, but I'm kind of impartial. I just like watching. I think it's a fantastic, amazing, beautiful sport. As someone who grew up playing soccer, football, and also American football, Canadian football, where you hit each other as hard as you can, and rugby, there's something graceful and interesting about the sport of football, F-U-T-B-O-L, where you don't just like smash into people. That said, it can get violent. All right, Carlo, big fan here. Got a very important question coming up. Ooh, okay. Let's find out what that is. We'll check back in shortly. That's a teaser. Sufi, good morning from Pakistan. Also, my name is Mohammed Hassan. Hey, Mohammed, nice to meet you, and good to put a name to the avatar. That's fantastic. Tudor Ventila. Hello, Adam. Thoughts on TikTok ads to compared to other SMM? So SMM being social media marketing for those new to the field. Thoughts on TikTok ads are, I like them. I do. And here's why I like TikTok ads. When I have a social media platform that I'm not in love with organically, I don't really like the platform. So TikTok's probably a good example of this. I don't really like TikTok. I think it's useful. I think it's valuable. I think it's getting a ton of attention. Long term, I don't see it winning over, say, YouTube Shorts. Like, YouTube Shorts is basically just coming to destroy all things TikTok. We've already seen like this mass migration of TikTokers over to YouTube Shorts. There's monetization things that are rolling out February 1st, 2023. So TikTok, long term, organically, whatever. What I do like is ads. And the reason is because you can get in there, spend a bunch of money, do whatever you want to do, and then bail out. And you don't have to build a brand. You don't have to do all of the things that I normally suggest you do. You basically get in there, do your thing, and then get out of there. As soon as it stops delivering an ROI, as soon as it stops giving you what you want, you bail. Mind you, that's kind of how I feel about most social media platforms, specifically around ads. Ads to me have to deliver an ROI, return on investment. Otherwise, I don't use them. So yeah, I like them. Carlo, could also be whales. Yes, those things in the water could also be whales. Correct. Possibly. Maybe. Let's go with that. I prefer to think of them as whales than terrifying sharks. That makes me just feel better. We occasionally have sharks off the coast here, like the odd great white or tiger shark will like migrate and swim north. And it keeps me on my toes when I'm in the water. Orcas as well, killer whales. Those things freak me out. They're beautiful and amazing, but depending on how they're feeling, they can be violent. Mason, just want to say thank you for all your advice. Using it to sell solar across the USA. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. I love solar marketing. Weird thing to say, but like I really like doing marketing and lead gen for solar companies. In fact, hang on, where's my handy dandy link here? This one here, this video is not sponsored, clearly, as we're just having a chat. But check this one out. If you're not already using this for solar, go in there, sign up for the free trial, and they've got a number of different snapshots that you can use, and download and install the solar campaign. And you'll see like all the text messages, all the funnels, the sites, everything like that. So fantastic. If I had to start another marketing agency right now and get it to like 100K a month, like fast as I could, I'd probably do solar or dentists or roofers or plumbers, like one of the easy local businesses, and I'd use those templates. All right, Alicia Best, we'll say. Morning, thanks for all your help. My pleasure. Continue to keep up the energy and good work. It's really my pleasure. Thank you for being here. It's I honor you for showing up here. It's Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and here you are talking about marketing. That's commitment. Shaklawi, Spain are really good. Yes, they are. Spain, and apparently, I just learned this as well. Apparently, Belgium is really good. I didn't know that. I kind of wrote off Belgium as like a football nation. They're like this tiny little nation, but here they are. 10-0 morning from Yeg, Edmonton. Thanks for all the content. You got it. One thing that I like, if I can remember, so I used to be a pilot, so I got really good at memorizing the different city codes, like CYEG and whatever else there are. Now I probably can't remember any of them. So it's always interesting when you see like different people refer to their cities as as the code. So it's like Vancouver is CYVR. Los Angeles, obviously LAX, famous for that. Camilo Torres, hello Adam, good morning from Colombia. Buenos días, mi amigo, ¿qué tal? ¿Está bien? ¿Todo? Okay, my pleasure. Absolutely. Okay, let's keep doing. We're doing really good. David, Armpit of the South. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. You got to change your emoji, dude. I think we got to get you a new avatar here. You're going to be my Armpit of the South guy. That's fantastic. Born and raised, is that home? Are you moved there from other parts of the country? Always interesting to hear. How's Miami doing as well right now? They've kind of been, it's interesting to watch, like as we head into quote unquote recession, economic downturn, inflation's through the roof. People are running for the hills. It's always interesting to look at like typical hot spots where literally and metaphorically, like Miami, like all of California, where a lot of people are just packing their stuff and bailing. Hi, Ken. Best. Good to see you. Hey, I'll say. All right. Rafi, sir. Hang on. We'll switch this up. There we go. I'm a digital marketer in a farm. I don't know what that means. Digital marketing for a farm. Fascinating. But when I send a campaign live, there are too much people. How can I filter the best people in Facebook ads? I'm from Pakistan. Kindly, please replay me. Okay, well, I'm going to read through the lines a little bit here, but you're doing digital marketing. When you're running ads, how do you filter? So here's the deal. When you're doing ads of any kind, the key really is, it's a double-edged sword. So it's like the benefit of ads is that you can be hyper-targeted. The downside of ads is that you kind of have to be hyper-targeted. If you have this like super broad open campaign and you're not getting the conversions that you want, again, this is a nuanced conversation, which is why it's tough to put into YouTube videos without having this kind of chat like this. When you're doing Facebook ads, you can do broad targeting. You can leave things wide open, all placements, target everybody. You can see how that works. Often it works fine. If it's not getting the results, then you do have to be selective with your targeting, which means step one is to identify the avatar and the person that you actually want to target. And then step number two is literally just plug those details in and make sure that you have a sufficient enough size. So if you're in a small rural area and you're not getting the amount of people, you're going to have to open that up a bit more in order to reach them. But a lot of it's going to come down to the messaging that you use in the ad and making sure it's relevant to the people that you're talking to. Christina Belisi, my pleasure. Good question. Thank you. Jay, you finally made it to a live seminar. You're here. Good to see ya. That's awesome. Saturday mornings, man. I think so far we're on a roll with these. I think for the next next little bit here, we're gonna try and hit these all the time. We've been on a roll now for the last couple months. So, Justin, good to see you. Good evening from India. Good evening, Justin. You're gonna have to teach me how to say good evening in the appropriate dialect and language with where you're from. Sully, good morning. Thanks for your great videos. My pleasure. Thank you for watching them. I want to start marketing, a lifelong dream. What skills should I learn first? Oh, excellent question. Okay. So if you want to start marketing, which I think you should, I think it's funny. I'm biased here, but it's like, I try to pretend that I'm teaching my kids. Like, what would I say to my kids if they could learn any skill in the world? And I'd teach them marketing. They don't have to be marketers. My oldest son wants to be a paleontologist, study dinosaurs. My other sons want to build Lego and do drawing. My daughter, who knows? We'll see. She's one. So the point is, I want them to learn marketing because they can use this as a form of communication, of persuasion, of representing themselves, of putting their best foot forward. So it's really one of the best skills that you can learn no matter what kind of things you're into or what you want to do. Where do you start? Marketing's huge, right? So it's this big field with content and SEO and video and social and all the different social platforms and copywriting and search engine marketing and those kind of ads and all the other ads and branding and blah, blah, blah. So you start where you're most interested, really. So what is it about marketing that fascinates you? Is it analytics? Is it content? Is it social media? Is it algorithms? Is it the content for it? Is it the how to create a compelling video? Start there and then really just follow your curiosity. Now, I do have videos on the channel on like how to start an agency and get to, I don't know, 10K a month or something like that. That's going to lay things out a little more clear. But my advice is just follow your curiosity. Like, go with what interests you, because that when you start like pulling on that thread and the whole sweater comes unraveled, little Weezer, little Weezer throw there. You're going to start to realize more and more, and you're going to get pulled that way. And the way that you succeed in marketing is finding things that you're interested and passionate about. It's why I'm not huge on analytics. I think they're important. You need to understand them, but I'm not like an analytics guy by trade. How to bring traffic to your funnel if you got no money? Good question. How do you get traffic if you don't want to run ads? Well, this is where the peso model of marketing comes in. There's 4 different kinds of traffic. P for paid, E for earned, S for shared, O for organic, peso. So paid traffic's obviously out of the question if we don't have the money for it. That's fine. We can still do earned media. We can do guest blogging. We can go out there and do seminars. We can do whatever else that we can do to try to prove our value. We can tap into other groups, all of that. Shared is basically anything that you're kind of shared media, essentially anything that you could leverage, joint ventures, collaborations with other people that have an audience. Again, there's overlap between all of these. Organic, this is all the content stuff, right? So think of any social media platform, think of organic content and creating posts and videos and podcasts and things like that. There's a lot of ways. Traffic is everywhere. Traffic should never be the factor that stops you from growing your business. It's literally everywhere. The factor is often lack of a clear offer, lack of a clear marketing model, lack of a clear way of monetizing it, all of the other things that go into everything else that we talk about. Slavomir, good evening from Warsaw, Poland. Excellent. Good to see you again. Of course, still feeling emotions after Poland-Saudi Arabia match during the World Cup. Yeah, I don't know. How did that go? I'm going to assume that, did Saudi beat Poland? Because when you're feeling emotions, normally you would say happy. So then maybe things didn't go so well. That would be a shame. I was kind of half rooting for Poland as well there too. There's a couple countries that I'd like to see do well. I wanted to see Costa Rica do well as well, but then Spain kind of did that. So you got to pick one. Shaklawi, what are your thoughts on funnels for marketing? They're mandatory. So funnels often get confused with the software. So when someone thinks of a marketing funnel, where a question like this, let me put that back up actually. We're going to answer this with this one on the screen. When people often think about a marketing funnel, they think of like ClickFunnels or Leadpages or whatever it is. They think of some kind of software. Do I need it? Do I not? That's not what a funnel is. So a funnel is the journey. It's a visual representation, this ethereal, made up concept in your mind of the customer journey that someone has to walk through from having no idea who you are all the way through to becoming a lifelong loyal customer. So every business has funnels, every business ever. The question is, have you been strategic about it? Have you reverse engineered it? What does it look like? So you need a funnel. You already have a funnel. In fact, if someone like stumbles into you and then they strike up a conversation and then you send them to a page and they happen to buy, that's a funnel. It's just a happenstance funnel. So, all right, Mohammed, without website, can we grow our marketing company? Yes, but why? Right? Like, sure. But why would you not? Like, especially if you're a marketing company and you don't have a website, that's like a dentist that doesn't brush his teeth. So get a website. They're free. I think there's a link I've got on my, if you look through my videos, it's like how to get a free website. It's literally free. And there's free hosting through HubSpot's one there. So you need a website. Karma, hey Adam, I'm a freelancer doing Facebook Insta ads, struggling to find clients. Any advice on what to do or where to look for? Okay, so if you're doing Facebook and Instagram ads and you're struggling to find clients, it's because you're operating in a, hang on one sec. Water break, hang on. That's cold water. It's because you're operating in a hyper competitive industry. Like everybody and their mother's dog and friend and ever like does Facebook and Instagram ads. Doesn't mean they do them well. It just means that they offer them as a service. So what ends up happening is that you blend into the sea of competition surrounding you and you're getting drowned by it. How do you stand out? You differentiate yourself. So ideally you find a niche and you pick one that you've done ads for in the past and you've gotten really good results. And then you double down there and you start reaching out to other people in that industry and you show them the case studies and the reports and the testimonials and all the referrals if you can get them. And you really focus on this small group that you can dominate for. You get amazing results and then you can expand from there. The reason that a lot of people can't grow advertising agencies and that is that they do all of the things and then they look like everybody else. So let's test my memory here. One of my first big breakthrough, I think, like when I first started, I did Facebook ads for anyone that would let me run ads for them. My first big breakthrough was when I started doing for like hospitality, tourism, travel style businesses. I had a Facebook ads course around it. And that allowed me to differentiate myself. And I was the go-to guy for that. So I was doing it for all kinds of big hotel chains and tourism destinations and anybody else that served that kind of market. Then I got a couple clients just through referrals in the health and fitness space. And then that just exploded. So I ran ads for like health and fitness entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, etc. for the better part of a couple of years. And that was like my core focus. And just dominated it because I knew the inside and the outside of that entire industry and how to write ads for it. And then I became easy to refer for it. So that's the secret. Cult culture following. Hey, Adam, is it a good idea to not have a website initially and just use social media and ConvertKit in order to keep business expenses down? No. So I like social. I think it's important. More important than a website, possibly. It's like, oh man, I'm torn on that one. Like, which one's more? Like, you need a social media following, but you also need a website because people are going to go and look you up and find out if you're a real business. And that's how you're going to have to represent that through a website. Like I said, though, that thing's free. It's free. So get the free one. Cool. Let me actually, hang on one sec. Where's the, can someone find it? Can I find it? How do we, website free? I'm gonna get this for you now because I think we're gonna have a couple questions on this one that people are gonna be asking for. I'm gonna just drop it. Oh, I can't drop it in the chat. Hang on. What's the way to do this? We're gonna do it awkwardly. I'm gonna give you the title. That's gonna be the easier way to do this because then you're gonna be able to search it up. Hang on one sec. How do I do this? Oh, this is gonna be terrible. You're not gonna be able to see the font. This is what happens when you do stuff on the fly. We're going to do it anyway. Hang on. This is the thing in like, the Shining style graphic design. Can't figure out how to change the background color, but that's it. If you go to YouTube and you search Adam Erhart, how to create a business website for free, that's going to show you how to create a business website for free and get hosting for free. So no, you need a website. In the past, I've been kind of, loosey-goosey on that. It's a weird thing to say. Been like, yeah, you can do okay with social. I'm changing my stance. I'm gonna stand firm. You need a website. Steve, love your content, Adam. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. I have watched all your videos on content. Could you provide some actionable steps? Oh, what questions do you have, right? Because I think in most of the videos there should be steps, like the high level ones, like make more of it. But I appreciate that's kind of useless advice. So I think actionable steps right now, if I had to give you one to walk away with, it would be create short form vertical video, make it predominantly for YouTube Shorts. So make sure that the style and the format and the tone and like everything structured would work best with YouTube Shorts. Then upload it also to Instagram as a reel, Facebook, etc., and TikTok. That's the best thing on content right now. We're just getting unprecedented levels of reach. Will it last forever? Nah, of course not. But right now it's working. Edgar Diaz, what kind of strategies would you recommend to add value, increase retention, and lifetime value through Facebook ads? Okay, so what kind of strategy? These normally, it's funny, like these questions or those thoughts normally don't go together. So people don't normally ask like how you add value and increase retention and lifetime value through Facebook ads because they're often different. It's like with an advertisement, we're normally trying to get someone to take like direct and immediate action. And then we're trying to add tons of value later because we don't really increase retention of an ad. We just want them to do something. Hence following all the direct response principles, putting something in front of them that's irresistible, that gets them to take action right away, etc. So that's a tough one to answer because they're kind of opposite. That said, the secret is to know your audience really well so you can give them exactly what they want. So if you've got something that helps people do whatever, make it clear, make it obvious in the ad, get them to take action, capture their email address, and then you can follow up with email marketing, with SMS, with retargeting ads if you want. But you've got to use the right tool for the job. And like Facebook ads, from a cold traffic perspective, that's not their job. From a retargeting perspective, sure. Kelly. Hey, Adam. Kelly from Michigan. Oh, that's right. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you. What would be your non-negotiable automations for a smaller e-commerce business? Okay, so let me see if I understand this right. This would be like, if I have a small e-com business, what are things that I have to automate no matter what? I guess it depends on how big it is. Like if it's really small, nothing. I don't mind doing everything manually until I figure out what I need to automate, honestly. The way that we figure out what to automate are the things that I keep doing repetitively, monotonously, things that I'm not good at or that are really boring, and then I automate those. So find those. So do them all manually. Find the things that you just keep repeating. Maybe it's sending out whatever, some kind of fulfillment orders or follow-up thing. So that's my crappy answer. My good answer, I guess my more specific answer is, this is what I would automate. Number one is I would have some kind of follow-up sequence for cart abandonment. So if someone added something to the cart and then did not check out, I would definitely have an abandonment sequence. So I'd send them an email, possibly an SMS. This is the reason I like a 2-step order form. So someone enters their name and email, and then they get to the sales page after the rest of the checkout page. So that's step one. Step two, whatever needed to be done to increase satisfaction on the back end. So once the product was delivered, am I sending like an automatic email that checks in with them, that requests a rating, that requests a referral, that provides some kind of other incentive? Those are all of the things that I would automate, but only because they don't need to be done personalized. And then things that I would not automate is, in the early days, I'd probably send personalized emails or videos or written cards or something like that to them to really build that relationship. How to bring traffic to your funnel without PPC. Peso. Talked about this earlier, so we're going to glance over that one. Paid, earned, shared, organic. I've also got videos on that on the channel. So you don't need paid. In fact, if your business is doing less than 10 to 20K a month, you probably shouldn't even look at paid. There's so many other things you need to do first. Hui. Recently, there's a massive drop in organic, outreach for those using Facebook, Instagram to reach out to their followers. Do you think it's due to algorithm tweak? Oh, good question. The answer is yes, and. So yes, Facebook and Instagram have updated their algorithms. They're trying to compete with TikTok. They're fighting TikTok's game on TikTok's turf, and they're getting crushed. And it's sad because as an OG marketer, I like my old school Facebook, Instagram ads. They've made tons of money for me and my clients, so I like them. But they're getting hurt. So yes, the algorithm is changing. They're not doing a good job. The second thing is consumer behavior and how that's changing. A, with how they operate with the platforms in general, Facebook and Instagram, but B, how they operate with ads and the content and the influencers and all of the people that are making most of the content on those platforms. Hence, we're seeing that exodus, that migration towards things like YouTube Shorts, like Twitter, more so now than ever, not just because Elon's recent publicity and all of that around it, but I don't know. I wouldn't have all of my eggs in that basket. I'd be spreading it out a bit. Okay, hang on one sec. There we go. Friendly reminder. Let's get some more questions here. Okay. Let's see. Kelly Logan Hare. Have you always been this good at speaking without tripping over your words, or did it take time? Well, thank you. It took time. That said, I always talked a lot. But I don't want to pretend for a second that the ability to speak probably too quickly. In fact, if anything, I speak fast and I should slow it down so that it's more concise, more audible, legible, understandable. But that really was just through practice, and it was through talking to a camera lens a lot. So I've been doing this now for 6 years or so. And then also having a lot of very uncomfortable situations, talking to people that were in a higher, let's say, social class. So my previous business clients were billionaires, and I worked for them directly. And so I learned how to basically hold my ground and stand toe to toe with the billionaires. They were often providing constructive criticism on things that I could have and should have done better. And you get pretty good at understanding how to interpret their language and then how to speak back clearly and concisely so you don't waste their time. But most of this really just did come from practice. And essentially, if I could offer one skill, it would be the ability to almost think ahead as the words are coming out of your mouth, you're kind of thinking of the next words, so you can slow your pace and slow your delivery so that you do have time to think rather than just spewing things out stream of consciousness. Because that's not helpful for anyone. I think the other thing is that we're talking about marketing and business, which I live and love and eat and sleep, and this is all I've been doing for the better part of my adult life. So it's easy for me to talk about, but if you start asking me questions about things I don't know, I'm gonna stumble all over the place. It's gonna be a disaster. Okay, Dragonbot SW Southwest. Adam, your generosity really shows when compared to other marketing content out there. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think I appreciate you being here, honestly. Like, otherwise I'd just be talking to myself here. Very awkward live, which is like the early lives that I did. I'd be there and like someone would tune in and then they'd tune out. I'm like, all right. But I appreciate you being here, and I think it's important. I feel it's sort of like an obligation I have to share a lot of the things that I've learned, because I've been really lucky. I've had some really good teachers and mentors that have helped me over the years. So want to pass it on. Chris, good to see you, Chris. Charging service industries $1,000 a month like you mentioned before. How would you suggest for ad spend to begin with? Okay, so first of all, yes, I do like that as a entry point into the world of, like, if you're going to offer digital marketing agency services, pricing them at like $1,000. I know a lot of people out there are like, charge $5,000 or $10,000 a month per client. But sometimes that's not realistic. They're like, if you're brand new and you don't have any results, they're not giving you $10,000 a month. So I like $1,000. Get some results. Get 10 clients. That's $10,000 a month. It's not too shabby. It's a good start. So ad spend, whatever they're comfortable with. You could start technically with like $500 to $1,000 a month with ad spend, having them spend that, obviously, but it's going to depend on like what they're comfortable with and what kind of results you're able to get with it. So I like 1,000 so that, like, all right, you're getting half, they're getting half for their ad spend or whatnot. You could go up to $2,000 or $3,000 a month, but once you get some results, but a lot of people just aren't comfortable with that. They're not really sure. Certain industries, you're not going to be able to track the ROI as directly. Again, where's my link? It's totally gone. My high level link. I think I replaced it with that ugly text thing for the video thing. But regardless, you can sign up for a free trial there. I like that because then you're at least able to give them conversations and phone calls and they can track that. So hopefully that helps. Sam, good to see you. Good to see you too, my friend. Glad you could make it here. All right. Carlo, we make $25 for each franchise that they select from the list. Giveaway. Biz podcast ads don't need ROI for the short term, just a ton of leads. They have some email lists that I could blast too. I'm not totally sure what you're asking. Let me see if I can figure this out. You make $25 for each franchise that they select from the list. Giveaway, biz podcast ads don't need ROI for the short term, just a ton of leads. So you need lead gen. Sounds like it. So it looks like the question is, well, what is the best lead gen tool? Giveaway, biz podcast ads, etc. So here's what you got to figure out. Number one, we have an LTV, lifetime value. For you, it's $25. You're getting paid per lead. You get $25, which means that you've got to test those other ones. You've got to test giveaways and biz podcast ads and all the other things. And you have to measure the CAC, the cost, customer acquisition cost of acquiring a customer. How much does it cost you to get a lead, in this case, on a giveaway, with a business podcast ad, with a Facebook ad? You've got to do some testing. Then you've got to find the ones that cost less than $25 and you scale them up. And you find the ones that cost more than $25 and you chop them off anywhere, cut them out. That's it. That's really the secret. So what I will do is I will put, I don't know, $100 there, $100 there, $100 there, $100 there, 500 there, 1,000 there, wherever it is. I'll track everything, give them a good few days, a week, or whatever it is. I'll look at all my data, and then I'll make a very non-emotional decision on scaling things up or driving them back. As soon as that I'm able to put in $1 and get $2 back, like you've hit the jackpot. That's almost the mission. In fact, the goal of your marketing should almost be to create that magical money-making machine. It sounds so spammy coming out of my mouth, but like that's kind of the goal. It's like everything we do is in an attempt of finding the areas that I can put in $1 and get back $2. Where people get confused is they think marketing is like, well, I'll get likes and I'll get engagement and I'll build this thing. It's like, yeah, but why? And the goal is so you can put in $1 and get out $2, because then you can put in 100 and get out 200, put in 1,000, get out 2,000, put in 1,000,000, get out 2,000,000. It doesn't scale linearly, but that's the premise. Coach C, hey Adam, I'm learning marketing. Good for you. I need leads for moms and teen girls. Any quick ideas? Yes, go where moms and teen girls are. So it's funny, I was like half bashing TikTok earlier. Go Go to TikTok. Go to Instagram. It's going to be predominantly depending on your budget and your experience. If you're new to learning marketing, my recommendation is not to start with ads. Rather, it's to start deciphering and figuring out what kind of content is resonating with moms and teen girls. Then making that. Then looking at the results you're getting from that content, finding the ones that did well, making more of those, finding the ones that didn't do well, figuring out why, not making them at all, looking at competitors in the space, what kind of content is working for them, trying your hand at your own unique take on those type of things. All right. Whew, we're on a roll. Okay. DragonBot. Let's go with DragonBot. When it comes to LinkedIn content marketing automation business, we are local to Western Canada only. How important is adding customers versus using our hashtags our customers might follow? So if you are, and regardless if you're local to say Western Canada only or California only or Rhode Island only or Australia only or New Zealand, whatever it is, you've got a smaller pool that you can draw from. So like hashtags isn't going to be enough. And the reason is because you can't make someone go search for something. That's probably one of the biggest downsides of like search engine marketing, SEO, Google ads, anything like that is like, yes, they have some of the highest conversion rates because someone has intent when they're typing this in, but you can't make them type it in. I can't make you go look for LinkedIn automation. So if I'm not thinking about it, if it's not top of mind, like you're never going to be found. So you need something else. So how important is adding customers versus, so yeah, you need to add customers. You've got to do all of the outreach, content marketing, et cetera, predominantly on LinkedIn. Like if you're a LinkedIn automation service, you should be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like taking your own medicine, drinking your own Kool-Aid, whatever it is. Like you need to be doing a lot of LinkedIn stuff. I'd go so far as to be like 3, 4, 5 pieces of content a day, text, video, articles, possibly a lot of connections, a lot of value. All right. Fine Designs. I am a UI UX designer. Got a chance to work on DM. So acronyms for everybody. User interface, user experience designer. Got a chance to work in digital marketing. We have a good offer and the creative is also pretty good, but we cannot seem to find quality audience. Okay. So interesting. Good offer, creative's pretty good. Like, says who, right? I think what ends up happening is, let me tell you a story. So YouTube thumbnails, hugely important. You need good YouTube thumbnails. I'm not a graphic designer by trade, but after having been in this game for as long as I have and looking at all of my friends and colleagues and everybody in the network, I've got a pretty good understanding of like what works and what doesn't and how to construct that. I get offers all the time from designers who send me thumbnails and they're like, Adam, we looked at your thumbnails. They're okay. We can do better. Let us send you this. And they'll send me works of art, the Mona Lisa of thumbnails. Beautiful, beautiful things. And I'll look at them and I know they're not going to work. And they're gorgeous. Oh, they're so good. They're beautiful. Like really, really. I want to print them out and put them on my wall, but they're going to fail miserably. Sometimes I tell them. Sometimes if I'm really curious, I'll test them. And sure enough, I test them and they fail. And the reason is because it's not about the quality of the creative or how good it looks or how professional it looks. It's at the end of the day, it's about how it converts. When we're talking about marketing, this isn't art. It's marketing. Yes, there's an art to it and it's got to look good. So the creative might be good, but is it relevant? Is it resonating? Is it making someone feel something? Are they taking action because of it? And it sounds like the answer's no. So we don't need a good offer here. We need a great offer. We need an irresistible offer. We need one that eliminates risk. We need one that has scarcity or urgency baked into it. We need one that resonates with the target market. We need to put it in front of them repetitively 5, 6, 7, 21 times in order to sort of like beat it into them just how good this is and how important it is. And then we've got to do a little bit of due diligence on our target market and figure out what are the similarities and characteristics of the top 20% of them, and then how do we attract more people like that. So again, traffic, there's traffic everywhere. It's like your people are there. You just have to find them by making really good offers, which you can do by crafting and honing your offer around people that you already have, or testing a bunch of different offers and seeing which people like raise their hand and be like, hey, I want that. I'll take some of that, please. All right. Let's see how we doing. Oh, we're doing good on time. This is great. We'll get to some of these. Okay, Josh, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here, Josh. Sending love from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Right on. Awesome, Josh. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the kind words. Tsungirare Mushati. Good evening from South Africa. Good evening, my friend. Tsungirare. Tsungirai? Maybe? Let's test these pronunciations. Sully, thanks for your answer. My pleasure. Yeah, I'm glad we're able to do stuff. Patrick Kelly. Hey, Patrick. Good to see ya. Okay. Super Chai. Hey, Adam, how is your leg doing? Is it fixed now? Hey, Super Chai. Thanks for remembering. Thanks for asking, my friend. It is getting there. So the cast is off. The boot is off. I'm in normal people's shoes. And I've got like rehab and physio and like a ton of very painful exercises. The muscle so for anyone not familiar, I ruptured my Achilles tendon a couple months ago and I had to have full reconstructive surgery. So they had to like open up the leg and like stitch it all back together. It was gnarly. I was in a cast, then I was in a walking boot. So now it's actually going pretty well. I feel pretty lucky, to be honest with you. So I'm in like a small amount of pain, but it's not that bad. I'll live. I'm just glad I'm able to walk again. That was the big thing. Anyone that's ever had like a leg in a cast and like had to use crutches for a couple months, you need your hands, man. It gets bad. Okay, best way to get people to attend an event. If it's in your city or if it's in a city you're not in, maybe add ideas. Best way to get people to attend event if it's in a city you're not in. So to me, it's irrelevant if I'm in the city or not. Like I run ads and do marketing and have done like internationally. So it doesn't matter where you are. The secret is targeting the local area of the city. So step one, let me know what city as well. I'm not sure I'll have time to get to it, but like, I don't know, let's make one up. Toronto, Canada. So you're running an event in Toronto. First of all, target Toronto, obviously. Next, target the people that would be most likely to go to that event. Is it a digital marketing event? Cool. Target people in Toronto interested in digital marketing. Next, we need an ad. I'm running all kinds of ads for this one. I'm trying to find the one that works for my industry and my target market. I'm running a video ad that's like, hey, are you in Toronto and are interested in digital marketing? We have the best event for digital marketers in Toronto. You should check it out. It's on Saturday, blah, 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 whatever. Obviously make it better than that. I've got videos on the channel that'll walk you through how to make an ad script. So we don't need to go into detail there. The next thing I would do is I would try carousel posts. I'd try reel ads. I'd try all of the different formats. I'd try broad targeting for just Toronto. I'd try different audiences under, say, digital marketing, content marketing, social media marketing, internet marketing, lead gen, conversions, like all of those different ones. And I'd go back and forth. So essentially the question is the same regardless of we're selling like an event or we're selling a pair of shoes. It's like the targeting, the principles, everything is pretty much always the same, which is why it used to be interesting. Back when I did more ads for clients, they would always ask me like, hey, do you have any experience running ads for, and they'd name like the most obscure industry that clearly no one has ever run an ad for before. And I'd be like, no, but it's kind of the same as like all of these other things and so on. And it really is. Slavomir, 2-0 for Poland, but it's a rare situation. Oh, hey, Poland won. Excellent. Good stuff. That's excellent. Okay. Mart, so winky face back at ya. Poland won, but Saudi played better. Okay. Yes, that happens. I mean, sports, business, it's like we're almost playing this game of odds where you do the right things and you do the right things long enough and then eventually the cream rises to the top and the best team, the best business, the best marketing will win. But sometimes you get kicked in the throat and it's like, hey, I did everything right. Why didn't I win? And the answer is like, you got to do it again and again and again. A friend and a client of mine told me the other day, she came across this ad for something and it was like, learn to play the piano in just 3 years by playing only 2 to 3 hours a day. And she's like, this is so something that Adam would say. And so she made sure to let me know. And I thought it was hilarious because that is totally what I would say. Like, yeah, you want to become the best at something? Hey, do it for 2 to 3 years and do it for 2 to 3 hours a day. And eventually, like, you're going to crush everybody around you. The problem is that you put that in front of people and they're like, hey, whoa. I want to be the best in like 30 days and I don't even want to work at all. And that's not how things work. So we can be realistic and be rich, or we can live a dream world and be miserable. Good morning from Slovakia. Good morning, Mart. I spent a lot of time in Slovakia. A lot of time. Piastany, a small I don't even know what you would call it, small town. Cool place. Okay, Dragon, any tips about doing earned traffic by doing guest posts or videos for another site with a lot of existing traffic that has your audience attention? Yeah, I'm all for it. Totally. If they'll let you. So I get offers all the time. We don't obviously, because it's adamerhart.com, my website. So I don't do guest posts on it because it's all my stuff. Same with the channel right now. But if they'll let you and you're able to create high enough value content that drives traffic back, yeah, totally. I've done guest posts and blogs and trainings for social media marketing world, for digital marketer, for HubSpot, for Google, for Facebook. It's like anytime that I'm able to do these guest posts where I create content and put it on their platform in front of their massive audiences, like it always comes back in a really, really good way. So a good example is like if you go to the YouTube channel Google for Creators, they've got on YouTube. I think I said that. They've got a YouTube channel. I'm making a couple videos for them there. I think 2 or 3 might be live now. We've got a couple more in the can. But like, while that channel is not as big and active as it's going to be, like it's growing and they're investing in it now, it still brings over like a really high quality prospect to the channel. So totally worth doing. And it's going to compound over time. So yes, totally do it. Clenard. Hello, Adam. Hey, good to see you, Clenard. Hope I pronounced that right too. Jay, I've found passion in WordPress sites, SEO, and Google, Facebook ads for local small business. How many accounts is realistic with that kind of workload? Am I doing too much? Any advice on scaling? So let's not talk about scaling right now. We'll talk about that later. So this is probably the perfect case of like, we don't want to put the cart before the horse and talk about things that are not problems yet, because it'll just confuse you with where you're at right now. So yes, long-term, we can't do all of the things without a team, but that's fine. That's long-term. We'll talk about that in a month or so. Right now, WordPress sites, SEO, and Google Facebook ads for small local businesses, I think you can do them all. If you're living in a small local geographic area and you're taking on, let's say 10 clients, which is kind of like my standard advice. Let's get 10 clients at $1,000 a month each. There's $10K a month. You're going to spend, I don't know, $500 a month on software for email and possibly high level, some accounting. So it's like your expenses are really going to be low. So now you're pocketing like $9,500, give or take. Taxes, of course, pay your taxes. But like, yeah, you could do 10. Now, what's going to chew up the most time is going to be the WordPress development, WordPress building, WordPress design. So ideally you would find someone that would help, or you would schedule those accordingly. Where you're going to make the most money is SEO. And the reason is because when you're running Facebook ads for a business, like we already talked about, you're going to take $1,000. So that's your profit, but the business is also going to pay $1,000 to Facebook. So it looks like they're paying you $2,000, but you only get $1,000. SEO, they're going to pay you $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, but you're going to get to pocket all of that money. You obviously have to work for it and you have to do the work, but your expenses with SEO delivery are really low. And your time, depending, it's like with SEO, it comes down to more what you know and how to do it than it does like brute force labor. So for example, when I go in to do like SEO on a website, the reason that I'm able to charge, I don't do this anymore for clients, but like if I was to again, the reason I was be able to charge so much is because I know exactly what levers to push. So I can evaluate the site. I know that we need this structure on the page. I know that we need this kind of backlink. I know we need it from this source. I know how to rank everything. It's like, so I can do it very quickly, where in the past it used to take me forever. So you'll become more profitable as you get better, but I think you're good. My max clients that I ran before I had any employees with my agency was around 20-ish, give or take, 20, 23, 25. Like it was up there. And the rates were anywhere from like, I think $500 a month up to $3,000 a month. So it was like this whole spectrum, and I ran a lot of clients. That said, I probably wouldn't advise that. I was nuts. I was working all the time, like 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, like literally all the time for years. So not sustainable, but made some good money. So, okay. Smith, when you first start running ads and have your target market, what would you suggest to get the ball rolling? I'm having troubles getting my first sales. Also, what's a decent conversion rate? So a decent conversion rate is super industry specific. Like super. And again, I was like, are we talking about conversion rate for a lead? Are we talking about conversion rate for a sale? Is the sale $10 or $1,000? Like, so there is no one size fits all there. That said, if you have your target market, this is what you do first. Water break. All right. You've got your target market. You want to run some ads. Half of the hard work is done. So you go into your ads manager. You create a campaign. You optimize it for conversions or traffic or engagement or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Ideally conversions. Then you go to your targeting under your ad set level. You put in your target market, possible variations of your target market. So if your target market's marketers again, you might put in digital marketers, content marketers, social media marketers, or maybe these are exactly who I am or I'm going after. So you put that in. Then you move on to the ads. And this is where you get to start being interesting. You take your offer and you switch it up a little bit. So it's like 7-day free trial, 14-day free trial, sign up for $1, do this thing, get this today, free shipping, buy 2, get 1 free, da-da-da-da-da. You try all these different variations of your offer and different variations of the creative. So you might do a video, a carousel post, or whatever it is. Then you find which one works best. You duplicate on that and you just keep reiterating on the best version of it until you get that sale. You need a sale so you can figure out what's working. Now, until you get a sale, we're going to get nerdy here, but until you get a sale, you use what I call diagnostic metrics. So the main metric, the main KPI, key performance indicator you're looking for is ROAS, return on ad spend, or ROI, return on investment. What's a sale? What am I getting? But if you're not getting sales, you've got to look further back down the funnel. You've got to look at your CPM, your cost per impressions. How much is it costing you to get in front of your people? $10 for 1,000 impressions, $100 for 1,000 impressions. That's going to factor. Then you want to look at your cost per click, your CTR, your click-through rate. You want to make sure that you're getting decent numbers there, because if you're getting like a 0.5% click-through rate and like no one's clicking through your ad, it's not relevant, it's not interesting, or it's not targeted enough. Then also you've got to take a look at your cost per click. For example, if your cost per click is like $10 and you're selling something for $50, well, like your conversion rate is going to have to be astronomical to even come close to breaking even. So that's not realistic. So we've got to get that number down. So there's a lot that you can do even without making a sale, which is why like back when I ran more ads for clients, I would have this like guaranteed profitability matrix thing, something I learned and modified from, what's his name? I forgot his name now. Poor guy. I should shout him out. Whatever the case. Jason. I'm blanking. It's all good. Hornung. Jason Hornung. Justin? Oh man, totally blanking. Regardless, smart guy, smart advertiser, had this thing, and essentially it was a fancy way of doing lifetime value versus cost of customer acquisition. My other mentor, Nicholas Kuzmich, had one where it was like the magic metric that we're looking for, where essentially we're able to acquire customers at break even or making a profit. And once we hit that, then we were good to scale. Okay, how we doing? We're good. We got a few more minutes here and then family photo time. Abdallah, hey Adam, how do I get quality leads who don't shop on price? Thanks, you're the best. You're the best. I appreciate it. Good question. How do I get quality leads who don't shop on price? That's kind of like that's the age-old question in marketing. How do I get better leads? So first of all, you're always going to get people that shop on price. Now there's a number of factors that come into this. The first of which is that, are you operating in an industry that is commoditized or price sensitive, or that people can't really tell the difference for? For example, if you're selling something that people just don't have that much of an emotional attachment to, and it's very easy to do like comparison shopping and look at price, and price is the only factor, you're kind of already swimming upriver. Like your life's already going to be tricky. That said, you can differentiate it, which is really going to be the thing here. There's a quote by Sally Hogshead that I like that says different. What is it? Oh, we're totally it's a good day today for mental shortcomings here. Let's figure this out. I think it's like different is better than better. Perfect. We'll go with that. Different is better than better. And the fact is like everybody's like, we're better, which is why it's kind of irrelevant. So you do need to be different, but you need to be different in a way that's interesting and relevant and relatable and irresistible to the market that you seek to serve. So that's the big one. If you're constantly attracting people that shop on price, it's because you've put yourself in a position to be commoditized and directly comparable to other people that shop on price. There's always going to be people that are going to look at you and be like, it's too expensive, and they shop on price. But that shouldn't be the main factor. For example, let's look at something like, say, building a website. Well, what's the difference between a $50 website, a $500 website, and a $5,000 website? Honestly, if they all do the same thing, well, there's a ton of differences. And it has little to do with the way that it looks. It has everything to do with the market, with the presentation, with the customer experience of getting it built, with the upkeep, with the services that are attached to it, with the reputation of the web design company. So hopefully that clears some stuff up. Adnan, hey Adam, public speaking or social media marketing? I don't know. It's kind of like asking apples or oranges. What do you want to do? What's your goal? What's your goal? Here, I'll give you my answer without knowing anything about you, and then you can hopefully make some use of this answer. What are you better at? Like, are you really, really good at public speaking? Because if so, probably public speaking. And the reason is because the barrier to entry to public speaking is like way up here, which means that if you're good at it and you're able to go out there and crush public speeches, most people aren't. So do that. That said, you still need to support it with social media marketing. On the other hand, if you don't want to do public speaking, clearly social. Architectural sheet metal. Hey, my friend. Good to see you. You made it. Kelly, my pleasure. Okay, let's see. Shaklawi, am I a fan of F1? I am now, but only thanks to Netflix and getting like totally addicted to that series on F1, whatever it's called, Drive to Survive or something like that. It's amazing. Christian, hey, from Bolivia. Hey, my fellow drumming friend. ¿Cómo estás? Would you recommend adding testimonial videos to an email marketing retargeting campaign or direct them to an opt-in or sales page? Okay. So if you're doing retargeting, then they've already opted in. So we don't need to re-opt them in. So my answer here is, would you recommend adding testimonial videos to an email marketing and retargeting campaign? So the answer is yes. Yeah, you obviously want to add testimonial videos. You email, no, but like you can do the text of the testimonial and put that in an email as a section. For retargeting campaigns, absolutely, but they're not my sole thing. With a retargeting campaign, I'm running offers to a sales page. I'm running testimonials that show what I'm doing. I'm running different angles and hooks from the problem, attacking it different ways so I can break through. The answer is yes, all of the above. All right. Carlo. Yeah, thank you. Yes, exactly. You got to hit that notification bell. There's a funny YouTuber that I follow who like does this, who does like the call to action. He's like, don't forget to hit subscribe. And then he's, what? You need to turn on the notification bell too? Anyway, it's funny because you kind of do. So yeah, let's ring that bell. Okay, let's see if I can do one more. And then I'm totally going to have to bail because otherwise my phone's going to light up like a Christmas tree to go do family stuff. Let's see if I can find one. What are some things to look at when building a small business, small budget for PPC? Yes. So, Jay, yes, they have a small budget for PPC. You want to focus on pesos you were talking about. Yeah, exactly. So it's like the more content that you can make for a small business, the better. And however you're able to do that, I'm fine with. So obviously video is my number one choice. It just has the most leverage. But if they're not able to do that, then like any social media content is going to help. Small local businesses, I don't know, my favorite one to do because it's so easy because we have a smaller geographic area to target. Steve, what's included in the course regarding content marketing other than bullet points on your website? Trying to see if it's a good fit for me. Yeah, honestly, check out the website. Like there's not too much more that I can say, like more than the bullet points, like the bullet points expanded. Also, there's a bonus thing included with it. Hang on one sec. There we go. There's a bonus content marketing champion course that's included with it. And that goes into a lot more detail. It's like an hour-long workshop that's going to go through more info on content marketing than I think you need, etc. Is High Level the same as Kajabi? No, it is not. So High Level is more for like lead gen and funnels, and Kajabi is more of a customer resource management course platform. I use Kajabi for my courses. I use High Level for lead gen and funnels. Okay, let's see if I can get one more. My previous clients were billionaires. How do I get in contact with them? The easiest way for marketing coaching. I know a couple, but not working with them correctly. Oh, this is a good question. Let's end on this one. So yes, my previous clients were billionaires. How do you get in contact with them? And for marketing, coaching, consulting. And the answer is you don't. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're busy and we've got nothing to offer that they want. In fact, the more successful the level of the client that you're trying to attract, the harder that you're going to have to work to become a person that gets them to come to you because they value their time above all else. So Alex Hormozy had a great video and it's like, how do I have coffee with a millionaire? And he's like, you don't. They don't want to have coffee with you. And I remember like early in my career when I was writing to people, I was like, hey, can I have coffee with you and pick your brain? And like, everyone would ignore me, and I'd get really offended. I'd be like, they're not nice, they're not helping. And then I realized later, it took me way too long, but I was like, they don't have time. And at the very least, the last thing they want to do is sit down with someone and just let them pick their brain for nothing. They want to help people that want to help themselves and that do things to progress their careers and that. But you've got to work to become someone of value that attracts them to you through creating content, by helping people, by basically proving it. And then, yeah, you'd be amazed at how many people will reach out to you. It's an amazing world. There's the whole reciprocity thing of like give and it comes back to you. Sounds really woo-woo, but it's 100% correct. Last question, if we can. Let's see. I think this one will be good because it sort of circles back to everything else. It's like, how do I find leads on Instagram with no money? And the answer is the same with every kind of marketing ever. It's all organic content. You do not need money. What you need is a really good offer that speaks to a problem that someone has, that walks them through a solution, that puts valuable content in them, that helps them in advance of money changing hands. And then you need to do that again and again. So if you have not already... this is a free cheat sheet that walks you through the 5-step marketing master plan. It's going to show you the model market message media machine. That's the answer. That there really is. The secret is there is no secret. There's just this strategic sequential events of things that you need to check off and go through. All right. That's a wrap. Thank you to everybody who made it here this fine, wonderful Saturday morning. It's so good to see you all. I appreciate all of the amazing questions. They're really good today. Really good questions. Only wish I could have got to more, but that's what we have next week for, hopefully. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.